I'm Melissa Smith, and welcome to our 7th episode of Titan TV News. We are the Pembroke School News program bringing you school and community updates once a month. New episodes will air the third Monday of each month and continue throughout the week at 5 and 9 p.m. I hope you were able to catch our episode preview last week, where we went through our district announcements and previewed our episode. For our first story, PSN went behind the scenes of Rebound, the Chris Herren story, and asked some hard-hitting questions about his descent into addiction, recovery, and new life mission.
So I started the group really because I was worried about, I coach basketball, football, a little bit of soccer. I have for years. I know most of the kids in town aged 10 to 13 right now. Just watching, seeing in the news the opiate problems, overdoses, reading some statistics about how susceptible every kid from every walk of life is to this stuff. I was honestly scared, and when I learned that there was no DARE program in town and that the health curriculum was minimal at best, I just got concerned, and I just worry about my kids. I worry about their friends, the kids that I coach, even the kids I coach against from other towns. I just always know that there's that chance. And I felt like if I could help start something, I wasn't sure what it was going to be yet, that it would be better than nothing, and so that's kind of where this has all come together. So it's not the first time that Chris has been to Pembroke. It's the first time that Pembroke Titans Against Drugs has sponsored him and brought him here. We're bringing him here because of what his message is, his story, obviously. It's a big time story. The ESPN's done documentaries on him. He travels the world, I think, discussing it. We had him at the high school earlier this afternoon to speak to all the Pembroke High School kids, and it was quite powerful, very real. You could hear a pin drop in there, and even more excited to see what he brings tonight for the whole public. Yeah. So Pembroke Titans Against Drugs is a volunteer-run organization here in town, full of community members, teachers, coaches, parents, neighbors, doctors, nurses, you name it. We're just a bunch of volunteers who are trying to put together educational programs for our kids on some of the dangers of drug abuse. We also try to encourage healthy lifestyles, healthy relationships, confidence, healthy decision-making, those types of things through some of the programs that we do as well. So it's not just about pure formal education about drug abuse. We're trying to run the gamut of really letting kids and parents, caregivers know that the whole community is behind them to make good decisions, and what some of the susceptibilities that they might have are in terms of drugs.
I think at the end of the day, when people listen to my story, I'm really every parent's worst nightmare. When I was playing shortstop in Little League or serving Mass as an altar boy, my mom, that wasn't her expectations. You hear that cliche all the time, it can happen to anybody. I don't really believe everybody believes that, and that's the reason why nobody prepares for it. But if I can share my story and impact somebody, if I could help someone else who's struggling see that there's a way out, that's what it's all about. I do about 250 speaking engagements a year. Roughly 175 to 200 high schools. I work with Alabama football, Florida State football, the Los Angeles Kings. I'm with all those teams multiple times a year. I do the NFL rookies, NBA rookies. So a wide range of audiences, but my favorite is high school. I believe that's where I can have my greatest impact.
Yeah, why is that? Tell me about.
Because I think kids want to do the right thing, and I think they know they're doing the wrong thing, and I think they're torn. I think they have 1 foot in, one foot out, and I believe most want to do the right thing. I don't think we go through great lengths as children, as teenagers, to cover up our Friday night. We go to great lengths to cover up our Saturday nights. We wouldn't cover it up if it wasn't a mistake. What I say to kids is, I always knew kids had something I didn't, the kids that didn't have to. I knew they were okay with facing whatever they had in their personal life, and they didn't need it, and I did. It was a form of escape for me, a tool to help me forget. And I always envied the kids that didn't have to. Even at a very young age, I had that in the back of my mind, that there's kids out there that don't have to do this, and there's kids out there that aren't risking getting caught when they go home. But I am. You know, it's 7.5 years sober. I'm blessed. I mean, I truly am. I counted myself out many, many times. Never ever thought that I could have a life this good, and I'm just grateful for it. And if I can help promote that healthy lifestyle amongst our teenagers, then it's a beautiful thing. You know, in my opinion, I think rock bottom, the word itself, has killed a lot of people. I don't even use it. I'm not a fan of it. I think parents wait till it's too late. I know for me and my journey, I woke up every day taking a chance at dying. That's a pretty bad day. I mean, when you take a drug that can kill you, things aren't going too well. And I did that for 8 years. So my bottom was 8 years long, in a sense. I don't think you have to wait for the inevitable overdose, the inevitable car crash, the inevitable handcuffs. I don't think you have to wait for that.
As Valentine's Day approaches, Matt Kreckie catches up with his classmates and finds what their plans are for the holiday, and of course tries to stump them with some holiday-themed trivia questions.
So as you know, Valentine's Day is coming up. What are your plans?
Oh, well, I think we'll have a nice quiet day at home, my wife and I, and maybe a nice breakfast, and I'll give her some flowers, and it'll all be good.
My plans are to take my girl out to a nice dinner, you know, treat her right. This is her day, of course.
I'm hanging out with my friend, and we are going out to lunch.
I'm going to be in Disney.
Oh, that's fun.
I think I'm probably just going to go over to my girlfriend's house and watch Pretty Little Liars.
Sounds like a good time. Right. And what's the best Valentine's Day gift you've ever gotten or given?
Let's see. I think it was in 8th grade. This girl gave me this huge box of chocolates, which was kind of cool. And the best one I've ever given, I think I gave her a teddy bear or something. I don't really know.
Probably a really nice floral arrangement. My wife just loves flowers, and anytime I can bring home flowers, more points for me.
Stuffed bear and a box of chocolates.
Some gummy bears.
See, the gift that I've given, the best one, of course, is my hug, because everybody wants a good Shane hug, and I give the best hugs around town.
That's what I've heard. And what's the worst gift you've ever gotten on Valentine's Day?
The worst gift would have to be cantaloupe wrapped in bologna.
Bad flowers.
Definitely like one of those like little 3rd grade cards that everyone gets. It just makes you feel bad that everyone has to get it. Yeah, one of those.
Nothing.
Yeah, nothing.
I feel that. And I got some trivia questions for you now.
Okay.
Mr. Charbox, are you a pet owner?
Yes.
Yes. Do you get your pet gift on Valentine's Day?
No, we usually get them something for Christmas, but not on Valentine's Day.
What percentage of pet owners would you say give their pet a Valentine's Day gift?
I would say 60%.
60.
60. Are you one of those pet owners?
Yes.
It's actually 3%.
Oh.
You're a pet owner, right, David?
Yeah, I own 3 dogs.
3 dogs? Do you get them Valentine's Day gifts?
No.
No. What percentage of pet owners do you think give their pets Valentine's Day gifts?
43.
43%?
Yeah.
It's actually 3%. First off, are you guys pet owners?
Yeah. No, I wish I was. I've been begging my dad for like 5,000 years, literally.
So, pet owners, what percentage of pet owners do you think get their pets Valentine's?
Like 90%.
80.
80? Are you one of those 80%?
No.
It's actually 3%.
What?
What state produces the most roses?
The fake state of Wyoming.
I want to say like a southern state, honestly. Just because it's warmer in the winter. Well, it's cold in February, I'm just saying.
California.
You're right.
Let's see. I have 2% chance of getting it. I'm gonna go with really Georgia. I don't know.
California.
Good job. What's the country of origin from Valentine's Day?
England.
The country? France?
I don't know. The United States.
It's probably the U.S., but I'm just going to go with Germany.
And there is a town called Valentine. Where do you think that is?
Alabama.
I don't know. Florida.
Nebraska.
You're a liar.
I'm gonna go with California again.
Sure, California.
It's Nebraska. No one would ever think Nebraska. That's really weird.
On this episode of PSN, Sean L'Italien catches up with the boys wrestling team and finds out about team chemistry and their strengths and weaknesses.
Welcome to PSN. I'm Sean L'Italien, joined here with Titans wrestling captain Nick Morrison. Just a few questions here. How long have you been wrestling for?
For 4 years.
What are some of the things that you enjoy most about your team?
I enjoy all of the personalities of the guys on the team and speeches of everybody in the locker room and all the guys, how we work together every day at practice.
What are some of the strengths of this team?
We all help each other get better at practice every day.
You're a senior this year, Nick. Your last season wrestling for the Titans, what are you going to miss most about it?
I'm going to miss being out on the mat. I'm going to miss all the guys on the team. I'm going to miss all the great coaches that we have, and I'm going to miss winning.
Thanks for your time, Nick. I'm joined now by Titans wrestler Mike Burns. How long have you been wrestling for?
I've been wrestling since 5th grade, and this is my 3rd year in the high school.
You've been on the team for quite a few years now. What are some of the strengths of this team that you're on right now?
We currently have a really young team, but we have a lot of great athletes and a lot of the right mindset for wrestling.
What are some of the things that you do or say to motivate your team?
I try and make sure that they realize that even if they lose, we can always move on to the next one, and we need to learn from our losses, come out and get the next one.
Last question for you. What sets wrestling apart from every other sport?
Wrestling is almost on a different league. It's so much more intense, and since it's one-on-one, you can't go, oh, my defense made this mistake and that's why we lost. It's, I screwed up, it's all on me. And every match counts for the team score, so it's a lot on a single wrestler's shoulders. And it's not only a physical battle, but it's a mental battle as well. It's often compared to a physical chess game.
Thanks for your time, Mike.
No problem.
I'm joined now by senior wrestling captain CJ Young. How many seasons have you been wrestling for?
6 seasons.
What are some strengths of the team that you're on now?
Well, we're a pretty young team, so we have a lot of good wrestlers coming up. We're going to have a strong team in a couple of years. So.
What are some of the things that you enjoy most about this team?
Probably the coaching staff. We're a really good coaching staff this year.
You're a senior this year, and this is your last season for the Titans. What are you going to miss most about it?
Probably just being on the team, actually, yeah.
Thank you for your time, CJ.
Thanks.
That does it for our 7th episode of Titan TV News. Just a reminder, if you're interested in watching previous episodes or any other programming, subscribe to our YouTube channel by searching Pembroke Titan TV. You can also get up-to-date previews and additional information from our Twitter account at Pembroke Titan TV. And if you have any questions or would like to find out more information, please visit www.pactv.org. Titan TV meets after school every Thursday in the Titan TV studio on the 3rd floor of the high school. I'm Melissa Smith, and thank you for watching Titan TV News. We'll see you next time.